Yo, what's happening, my beautiful people? And today, my friends, we've got another tutorial, and we're going to talk a little bit more about dribbling. I want to do an advanced tutorial covering how to use the face-up dribble, also known as the pace control. I've done a complete tutorial on the basics of this skill, and I'll put that down below in the description in case you haven't seen it. We're going to talk more about situationals and how to kind of set it up, what to look for. I've got your back. You guys have been asking about using the face-up dribble a little more effectively. Here we go. If you have any questions, drop a comment. I try to get back to as many viewers and subscribers as possible, and I appreciate the feedback. So if you need a video covering, oh, this tutorial or this tip, maybe something with build-up play, a little more of the razzle-dazzle, some more advanced tricks, let me know. And before we jump into the clip analysis, if you do need cheap codes or cheap games, G2A is always the place. I'll leave links also in the description. Use Dirty, get that extra hookup when you're doing that cash back action. Let's talk basics as we get into the first clip breakdown. If you're not familiar with the face-up dribble, also known as the pace control, it's LT and RT at the same time, or L2 and R2, just depending on platform. And while you're holding those triggers, you can then use the left analog stick and you can maneuver around. You can go left, you can go right. And in our first freeze frame, I've got a center back, and I'm just trying to freeze him for a moment. In a lot of these early examples, we're going to be sprinting out of the L2, R2. So the way that works is that you're holding, you've got your face-up dribble. You don't even have to be going left or right yet. You're just holding it. You're in that mode, and then you're going to RT trigger out, and that allows you to sprint out. And if it's not RT, it's R2 trigger. You just sprint out. So you basically are taking your finger off the L2 or off the LT. That should make sense. When you rewatch this and you start thinking about it, you got it. And it's all about reading defenders. Another freeze frame here. My opponent's shown he's trying to take away the middle. So then we're going to almost fake to the inside, and then we take that line. And that's what's gold about this skill, and anybody can do it on the pitch. It's an intangible that is universal, and I've talked about skill moves and what I think are the most effective skills or intangibles. I'm not sure where you classify this. I put it as a skill, but it's a little bit different because it deals with the triggers, it doesn't deal with the right analog, and it's also not in that category of scoop turn and fake shot, but it should be. I wanted you guys to see exactly what I did there at full speed, because in these examples, the early on breakdowns, I really want to talk about sprinting out, which is where you're jigging left, jigging right, and then you sprint out. So you basically are just taking your hand, your left hand, it's coming off of those triggers. You're sprinting out of there, and you're exploding through. You've seen what you needed to see. Your opponent, he made a mistake, he's out of position, and you're going to take advantage. And now we're going to deal a little bit more with situationals, and this is a little bit different. We're not talking about now sprinting out of the L2, R2 dribble. We're going to talk about what you're trying to set up, and a little more with holding the play up, maybe finding some angles. Just wait for it. And this first example here, you see me starting to work with it, and I call it additional time purchased. And I'm showing you guys a few different passing options, but as you can see, there's a player that's kind of covering up a couple options. He's in the middle. Typically, this will be a center mid or a CDM, and I kind of challenge him, and when he opens up the space, I'm feeling confident with Rui Costa. I unload a long shot. But either way, because of that L2, R2, it opened up passing angles as well. The choice is yours, and that's what you want. As an attacking player, you want to be able to pinpoint 3 or 4 places that you could hurt your opponent. Whether it's the quick passing, whether it's the additional build-up, going through the wings, looking for the long shot, a 1-2. The more, the merrier. And here's another good example where you're gathering your touch. And I've talked about this in first touch videos, but if you're having a lot of trouble with your first touch, immediately when you receive the ball, if you hit L2 and R2, it allows you to fix that touch. And now you have a controlled touch, and you see it there, we cut inside. I think that's Benzema, yep. He was not the best for first touches. Very good player, he's extremely physical, got good size to him, but for whatever reason, his first touch isn't perfect. It's not crisp. Not as far as I'd like to have a crisp first touch. And now you're going to see here faking inside and then attacking the line. And you can see my opponent wanted to take away the inside. So that's a great way to do it because you can jig very quickly. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. And all you're doing when I'm talking about jigging is when you hit L2 and R2, right? Then on that left analog stick, you left, right. Left, right. Okay? And it could be up, down, just depending on the perspective. Remember, anything with skill moves, it's all about perspective. I wanted to rewind it so you could see it one more time at full speed. But it's all about the perspective that your player is facing. A lot of people struggle with skill moves, and this is more of an early concept. If you're just learning the skills, that the perspective that your player is facing is the key to success. So if you practice in the arena, that's great. It's a good place to start, but you have to understand how to apply that in-game, especially in online play. Now we're talking about opening angles. Is the last little bit that I want to discuss. And we're looking more for the passing angles. You're going to see in just a moment. So we're starting to work it in, going down that sideline. You guys know I'm a part of that end line sweat club. It's actually something I want to do less of. It's good to have it in your gameplay, but you don't want to end up being accidentally like reliant on having to use the wings. It's not a good maneuver. It's not a good look, shall we say. And you can see I'm just opening space for that angle, or the angle to split the defenders. I see the pass that I want to make. I just got to figure out how I can get there. I don't want my opponent to be able to intercept that. I think everyone on the pitch is aware that this is the pass that's going to be the number one option. Whether you're attacking or defending, you know, hey, this is where it's going to hurt me, or hey, this is exactly where I'm going to score a goal. So you've got to figure out a way to be creative. And now this one, I combined it with shielding, which you saw Rui Costa kind of set up the shield, little 1-2, and then we turn it, overlapping run, and we finish it off. The pace control, switching into a shield afterward, I found to be pretty effective. Maybe if somebody's really pressuring you, they're in your face, it allows you to kind of, okay, bump back, because the pace control does show the ball. It's a quick move, but it's not going to protect the ball. It's just like a back and forth. And here's our last another end line sweat. We pass it across. I just dropped that video. If you guys want more information regarding how to score from the end line, what skills to do, how to cut inside, all those videos are live. I'm talking just right before this video. The last two deal with what pass to use. So it's a passing tutorial, and the one before that is what skills to use, what to look for to really put together good end line play. I feel that I could be an amazing 4-3-3 player. I used the 4-3-3 early on in the year, but I just wanted more variety in my gameplay than constantly using the wings. But if I do get stuck on that wing, good things are going to happen. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you're brand new. I appreciate you. Until next time, peace.